We continue now the top of Daf Kuf Mem Gimel Amud Beis Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos Daf 143b. This is the beginning of the 22nd parak of Meseches Shabbos, parak Chavis. The Mishnah starts. Chavis shenishbara. If you have a barrel that breaks, matzilin heimenem mazon shalosh seudas, you're allowed to save 3 meals worth from the barrel of wine. V'yomer la'acherim bo v'hitzilu lachem. You can also tell other people to come and save for yourselves. That way you can save more than just 3 meals. Uvilvad shalo yisfog. The only thing you can't do is sponge up the wine. That's a problem. You might do schita. Ein sochten es aperos lahotzi mehen mashkin. You're not allowed to squeeze fruit in order to take out juice. V'im yatzu me'atzman asuran. And if the juice comes out on its own, it is asur. Rabbi Yehuda says, Imla ochlin, if you gathered the fruit together really for eating purposes, hayotze me'en mutter. So you weren't intending on having juice. So any juice that happens to come out is mutter. V'im lamashkin, but if you gathered this fruit for the purpose of squeezing it, for the purpose of juice, hayotze mehen asur, then it's going to be a problem. Chalos devash shariskan me'erev Shabbos. Let's say of honeycombs which were crushed up from erev Shabbos, v'yatzu me'atzman, and the honey comes out on its own, asur, and it's going to be a problem. Rabbi Eliezer matter. Rabbi Eliezer says when it comes to the honeycombs, it is mutter. Rashi here explains, Chavis matzilin heimenem mazon gimel sudos. You can save 3 meals worth. Ve'afilu b'kelim harbe. Rashi says this means even using many vessels, you can save this amount. Te'ilu b'chadmon. If you only had 1 vessel, amrina b'chol kisvei hakodesh techama deboy matzil. We said that with 1 vessel, you could save as much as you want. Lachem kolechon mazon gimel sudos. You could also have other people come and each one will save 3 meals worth. Uvilvad shelo yisvog shelo yasim sfug v'makom hayayin lachzor latifo b'kli gzeira sham yischot. Don't use a sponge. We're afraid that you might end up squeezing it. Ein sochten es aperos dahavale mefarik told of dedisha. You squeeze fruit. That's mefarik. That's a told of dash, of threshing. Asurin gzeira sham yischot lechatchila. The reason why it's asur if it comes out on its own is because maybe you're going to end up doing it lechatchila. You'll end up squeezing lechatchila. Rabbi Yehuda omer im laochlin. Rabbi Yehuda makes a distinction. If you gathered it for food, hey mechunas, and that's why you gathered it, osam peiros, those fruits, hayotze man mutter, then it's mutter. Lo nichole b'mashazavu. Rashi says because in that case you don't really want that which is flowing out of it. You don't want the juice. So in this case, Rabbi Yehuda says there's no gezerah. You might lechatchila squeeze out the juice. In the case where he gathered the fruit for the juice itself, he likes that result. So then you have a gezerah, maybe he'll squeeze. The time of the mashkin shazavim misham shami yischot. This is what we say Meseches beitza. The reason is because of a gezerah shami yischot. Chalos devash. Now, why is it possibly different when we're talking about honeycombs? Me'achar shemrusakan advash zav me'elav. Once you crush it up, the honey flows on its own. Mitoch hashayva, from the wax. Ve'ein derech lesochto, and it's not normal to squeeze it. In other words, this is an item which you normally wouldn't squeeze out the honey. Hilkach Rabbi Eliezer matter. That's why in this particular case, Rabbi Eliezer says it's mutter. Now the Chachamim say the gezerah is because what if you had honeycombs that weren't crushed? Maybe you're going to end up crushing it. So the Gemara says, Tana, we learned in a brisa, lo yisfog b'yayin, you're not allowed to mop up with a sponge wine, v'lo yitzfach b'shemen, and you can't use your hands. Rashi says they used to use the palm of the hand to get some of the oil, to pick up some of the oil, and then they would put it into a kli. So you can't do either of those things. Shalo yasek kederech shuosa b'chol. The problem is that's an uvda d'chol. That's something that would be done on a weekday. You can't do that on Shabbos. Tana Rabban, we learned in a brisa, nespazru lo peros b'chotzer. Let's say a bunch of fruit got scattered into chotzer. How do you collect it? Malaket al yad. You can collect it by hand. V'yochel, and eat it. Avalo l'soch hasal, v'lo l'soch hakupa. Not into a basket. You can't collect it into a box. Shalo yasek kederech shuosa b'chol, because you shouldn't do the same way you do things on weekdays. In sochten as aperos, again, the Mishnah said you're not allowed to squeeze fruit juice. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel. Rav Yehuda says in the name of Shmuel, Mo'udah hoyer Rav Yehuda l'chachamim b'zeisim v'anovim. Rabbi Yehuda, who normally was lenient, let's say you gathered this stuff for food, so Rabbi Yehuda was lenient, he'll be strict by olives and grapes. My time, and what's the reason? Kevan de l'schita ninu, because olives and grapes are generally squeezed. Normally, you're going to use them for the purpose of schita, and therefore, yoiv daite, therefore he's going to intentionally he's going to decide, I want the mashke, and he's going to come to squeeze. Rashi says, Moder Rabbi Yehuda bezeisim, di'afagav dechnisan la'ochlin, even though you gathered it for food purposes, hayotza mehan aser, you can't take the juice that comes out of them, to kevan de ruban l'schita kaim, because since most of the time, the majority of the time, grapes and olives are squeezed, kiyasuli de mashke, when the liquid actually comes out, yoiv daite l'mahav bachi, he's going to desire that, he's going to want it, so there's a reason to make a gezerah in that particular case. Ula Amar Rav. Now Ula says in the name of Rav. The first thing was Rav Yehuda in the name of Shmuel. This is in the name of Rav. Cholak Hayer Rav Yehuda af v'zeisim v'anavim. No, Rav Yehuda is lenient even when it comes to olives and grapes. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, now Rabbi Yochanan says halacha k'Rabbi Yehuda b'shar peros. The halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda by other fruits which were lenient. V'yein halacha k'Rabbi Yehuda b'zeisim v'anavim. The halacha is not like Rabbi Yehuda by olives and grapes, in which case we are strict. Amar Rabba, Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Shmuel. Rabba says in the name of Rabbi Yehuda, in the name of Shmuel, Moda Haya Rabbi Yehuda l'chachamim b'zeisim v'anavim. Rabbi Yehuda admits to the chachamim that we should be strict by olives and grapes. Umodim chachamim l'Rabbi Yehuda b'shar peros. And the chachamim admit to Rabbi Yehuda that we should be lenient by other fruits. Now that doesn't make any sense, because if each one admits, what are they arguing about? So Amar le Rabbi Yirmiyah le Rabbi Abba. Rabbi Yirmiyah said to Rabbi Abba, Ela b'mai pligi. What's the machlokas? If they agree by all fruits and they agree by olives and grapes, where do they argue? Amar le said, L'chi seshkach. Think about it, you'll find the answer. Amar of Nachman bar Yitzchak. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, Mistabra betusim v'rimonim pligi. It makes sense that it's by strawberries and pomegranates. That's where they argue, by tusum and rimonim. The Tanya, because we have a brisa that says that. Zeisim shemoshach me'en shemen, ve'anovim shemoshach me'en yayin, ve'chnisan bein lochel, bein lamashkan hayotze me'en aser. It says olives and wine, doesn't matter why you gather it, it's always aser. Tusum shemoshach me'en mayim, v'rimonim shemoshach me'en yayin. Now if you have strawberries, pomegranates, which the liquids came out, the juice came out, ve'chnisan la'ochlin. Now if you gathered it for food, hayotze me'en mutter, then it's mutter. Lamashkin ulastam, if you gathered it for liquid, or even if you just gathered it stam for no real declared reason, hayotze mehan aser, then it's going to be a problem. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda, this is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. That's the same as what he's trying to say is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda in our Mishnah. B'chachamim omrim bein lochlin bein lamashkin hayotze mehan aser. The chacham say no. When it comes to tusim and rimonim, also we have to be strict. It is aser. And so therefore it makes sense to say this is exactly the machlokas. They agree by olives and grapes to be strict. They agree by other fruits to be lenient. The argument is by tusum v'rimonim. In that particular case, it's a machlokas. Rabbi Yehuda is lenient and the chachamim are strict. The Gemara now asks, V'savar Rabbi Yehuda stam aser. Does Rabbi Yehuda really hold that if you gather it stam, that's aser? In other words, gathering it stam is the same as gathering it for the juice. V'hatzanan, we have a Mishnah that seems to say the opposite. Cholav ha'isha, if you have milk from a woman, metame l'ratzon v'shalo l'ratzon. It's metame. Now Rashi says it doesn't simply mean metame, it also can be machshir. The halach is that the Zayin Mashkin, the 7 liquids, they have to go on to food first before the food can be Makabel Tumah. So what they're saying is it doesn't matter if that milk came out of the woman because she desired it to come out or it came out against her will. It makes no difference. It's considered a mashke. That's the point of the Mishnah. Chalav behema, when it comes to the milk of an animal, eino matame ela l'ratzon. That's only considered a mashke if it came out willingly, if you were purposely, you wanted that milk. Amar Rabbi Akiva says, Kal v'chomer, what are you talking about? This is a Kal v'chomer. If the milk of a woman, which is only really for children, for babies, mitame l'ratzon v'shalo l'ratzon, that is mitame in all situations. Cholav habehema, the milk of an animal, shemiyuchad bein l'ktanim bein l'gedolim, which is used for everybody. Adults use the milk of an animal as well. Eino din she'itame bein l'ratzon or bein shalo l'ratzon. That should certainly be considered a mashka under all circumstances. So why are you saying that cholav behema has less of a chance to be a mashka? This is Rabbi Akiva's response to the chachamim. Amru lo, so they said back to him, Im tameh cholav ha'isha shalo l'ratzon shadam magefasa tameh. The reason why a woman's milk is more likely to be tameh is because also when she bleeds with a wound, that also is tameh. Yitma chala behema, should we therefore say that the milk of a behema, in that case, no, of course we shouldn't be as strict. The Gemara will continue this discussion. This Mishnah will continue, and we'll see that in the next video on Daf Kuf Mem Daled Amud Aleph.